At one particular time, I did talk about. I did say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Now, but what are we rating these fighters on? What are we rating these fighters on?
Floyd Mayweather's eyeball test.
That works for
You're
me.
eyeballing these guys. You watch Terence Crawford. You know why he has a problem getting the other welterweights in the ring with him.
Oh, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
Floyd Mayweather responded to Terence Crawford during a live interview and said he does not belong on the pound-for-pound rankings. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith claimed Terence Crawford is the top fighter alive and the real pound-for-pound leader. In the four-belt era, he proved his greatness by becoming the undisputed world champion of modern boxing history worldwide.
Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era.
Oscar de la Hoya also shared his view and said that Floyd Mayweather is the greatest trainer he has ever worked with. He added that if Mayweather ever faced Terence Crawford, he would refresh his fighting style, rebuild himself, and return as a completely new boxer, which clearly proves how truly great Floyd Mayweather really is.
For me, is the best trainer I've ever had in my life. He would revitalize his style. He would make him a new fighter. That's how great Floyd is.
Max Kellerman explained that at his peak, Floyd Mayweather was the stronger defensive fighter when compared to Terence Crawford. He also said that Crawford is the more powerful offensive fighter. In these kinds of matchups, strong defense usually wins against offense because smart protection often controls the outcome of the fight.
I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
Robert Garcia explained that even though Terence Crawford achieved history by becoming undisputed during a true prime versus prime battle, he would choose Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao, but still places Crawford among boxing legends.
Never became undisputed. He's a 5-division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more. In a fight, I'd probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
Danny Garcia stated that since Floyd Mayweather is nearly 10 years older than Terence Crawford, a serious competitive fight would not make much sense. However, he said an exhibition match between them would be exciting, entertaining, and actually a very suitable idea for fans.
Separating the age, right?
I think Terence is 38. I think Floyd, I am not sure, he's either 10 years older or 12 years older. I don't know if he's 48 or 50.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get the best Floyd, so I don't think it makes sense. Exhibition
would be crazy, actually.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Exhibition would be crazy, actually.
Yeah, I think that'll make a lot of sense.
Errol Spence Jr. said that Floyd Mayweather ring intelligence and legendary skills put him on a completely different level, which is the reason he considers Floyd one of the greatest fighters in boxing history.
Floyd is different. I feel like he's the best fighter. I don't know about all time. He might be the best fighter all time. If not, he's close 2-3, and not by far. So it's just it's a little bit different things that Floyd does. And Floyd was a lot older when I sparred him, and it's just certain things that he does that that's real tricky. Like the guy we get in the clinch, he was like squeezing my nose and I couldn't breathe and stuff like that. So it's just certain things that he do in there. It's just veteran stuff, just veteran all-time type stuff he was doing.
He also mentioned that even if a matchup between Crawford and Mayweather can only live in imagination, Floyd's mental strength sets him apart from all others and makes him unmatched in that aspect.
Like Floyd would beat Crawford, would you think? I know that's just a fantasy matchup.
Man, I don't know.
I'm reaching,
I don't get into all that. Yeah. I don't know who went out, Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd. I don't know.
But Floyd was the best work, just like mental games, everything.
Oh yeah, mentally, he by far, I feel like he's the best. He's the best mentally.
Coach Bernie said that if Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford had faced each other in their prime years, Floyd would have emerged as the winner by slowly wearing Crawford down with sharp jabs, clean hooks, strong body punches, and flawless defense before fully controlling the fight in the later rounds.
Just hypothetically speaking, just looking at, two fighters, you got Floyd and you got Crawford in their prime. Who you picking?
Can we all give an opinion on that?
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah, I got an opinion on that too.
Coach, what you think?
I'm listening to you, Rep.
Floyd versus a prime Mayweather. We can go Pretty Boy. We can go Money May versus Terence Crawford in his prime. Who we got?
I think Money May would have shut Crawford down. He would have bored him to sleep like he do these fighters.
Yeah.
He would have jabbed him, hooked him, sticking in the body. You know what I'm saying? And then when the fighters swing back, Floyd nowhere to be found. So mentally, they're draining.
Yeah.
And about the 6th or 7th round, that's when you start picking up, putting the combination together. Money.
MMA analyst Luke Thomas pointed out that Terence Crawford peak arrived later in his career, yet he believes Crawford is among the most precise defensive fighters ever, with the ability to hunt down, control, and shut off opponents regardless of how they move around the ring.
Right, it bloomed kind of late. I find Bud to be as defensively sound as I've ever seen a fighter. He can find you. There's nowhere to hide with him.
Like Floyd, he has such control over the turns in there. It's just...
Ryan Clark stated that Floyd Mayweather was the most dominant fighter of his era, and he outclassed opponents with unmatched skill and strong mental toughness, becoming the clear symbol of boxing dominance throughout the 2000s.
Is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring.
He continued by saying that Terence Crawford has now proven his own greatness by clearly defeating major names such as Errol Spence and Canelo, which shows his bravery, high-level skill, and place among the elite fighters.
No fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their...
Max Kellerman added that while Floyd Mayweather has a stronger overall resume, Terence Crawford has shown more willingness to face any opponent placed in front of him.
Like, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring them. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. Oh, yes. That makes a difference to people.
Jeff Mayweather highlighted Floyd Mayweather win over a young Canelo Alvarez as clear evidence of Floyd greatness inside the ring, while also acknowledging the early talent and potential Canelo displayed at the start of his career.
If we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So.
Yeah. What was Canelo? What? 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
All right, everyone, keep watching for the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Ring Headquarters and turn on notifications so you never miss any updates. Make sure to check out our other videos as well. Until next time, take care and stay safe.